Hope you're doing well and you enjoyed your lunch or you're enjoying your lunch. Thanks for joining us. Franny, can we switch? Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure that most of you are very familiar with any kind of virtual production, with different types of virtual production. So there's a lot of new ideas, new technologies outside, right? So the idea is to give just a quick overview of the virtual productions, the types that are available outside the market. Most of them probably you have seen them, but there's a lot of other new things that are outside the market that are being applied into the virtual productions. Okay, so we're seeing here the scene that was used for the Goat code. Okay, so as you see, it's a real-time render by Unreal Engine with our plugin called stYpe XR, which is a plugin that goes within Unreal Engine, and it's receiving the camera tracking from RedSpy, which is the small cylinder, which is an infrared camera that it's above the camera. Okay, so that's the one that it's doing the tracking. Probably most of you have heard about that. So now we will switch to presentation where I can show you how this works. So I will go through different examples, passing from AR, which is augmented reality, virtual reality, and extended reality. Okay, so okay, so this is what we will be showing. Okay, I will not go that deep in technical details, but anyway, if you have any question, feel free to ask. Okay, so the first that probably most of you have seen outside is the AR, okay, which is a real environment with virtual elements. Okay, so such as this example, which is Alter Ego, which was launched on air last year. Okay, here in LA by Fox LA. Okay, so it was a mix of motion capture together with camera tracking. Okay, so they have these kind of virtual characters. Another example of AR is the kind of branding that it's doing by the WWE for all their shows. They are doing also adding some interactivity in their shows, but this is kind of the AR things that they are doing live. Also for live events like the ones for the NFL in big venues, not also in the smaller arenas. So this kind of activations for branding and marketing are outside, right? So it's just to give a quick overview. The other is virtual reality, where we know when we do a live chroma keying, because the chroma key, it's an old technology that we all know in post-production, but doing it live, it has been improved day by day. And as we can see in this video, we can even key the real fire, okay? So this fire is real. Okay, so this is like fire goblet, which is actual real fire. So we can key fire, water, as Eric was mentioning in the last presentation. We can key out the real water with real reflections, real refractions, and also pass the real shadows from the real world to the virtual world. Okay, so this is thanks to our technology called Green Killer, which is a plugin that goes within Unreal Engine. So it's the add-on of stYpe. Okay, and together with that, we can do this kind of very nice chroma key. Obviously, the render, this is Unreal Engine. I mean, in the quality of the render, or the target of the render in this case, is broadcast, so they are not really pretending to fake like it's super real or photorealism, okay? But at the end, it's the same render engine, okay? So, and then we will see some other examples where for the real advertisements, we're looking for um, a real photorealism look, right? Okay, so And in this case, we are also doing all the tracking for this show. So this was for the Olympics, the last Olympics in Tokyo. Okay, so everything was done in a single studio with 4 cameras simultaneously, and it was a live show of 2 hours live show with 4 cameras. Okay, so every day the technology is more reliable, so you can go live without the fear of going, I mean, without any graphics on air. Okay, so every day the technology is more reliable on that. Okay. Now, regarding XR, which is the one that we were seeing here, okay, so it means that we are feeding the graphics into the XR volume. I mean, the LED panels forming a volume. So this was an ad done by PRG, okay, for Massimo, and it was all tracked by stYpe and render with Unreal Engine. Okay, so in this case, yes, they are looking to have more photorealism look. Okay, so to film this kind of advertisements. Okay. Uh, Other thing that the XR volumes helps, as also Wolfie and Eric was telling, is that thanks to that, because in the green screen we cannot have live reflections or refractions. In this case, as we can see here, we can get the light incidence into the talent. Also, the talent can have more insight about what is really happening and help them to react in live while they are being shoot. Okay, and the other thing is also we can get the real reflections on cars. No, probably it's very popular on driving plates because you just need to have those driving plates already recorded, and then you shoot in an XR volume. Okay. But the thing is that adding the tracking, it gives the freedom and the creativity to really move around the car and also have that parallax. No? Because filming on driving plates, it's something that has been done since a lot of years ago, but not with tracking. No, with tracking is something that it's a bit more new. Probably we're talking about the last 3-4 years. Okay, as you can see, this commercial also for Ford was filmed in a single stage. Okay, so that's also saved the the need of traveling to different locations. Okay, so when you're filming an advertisement where you need to be in 5-7 locations, instead of moving all the talent and the crew to 7 different locations, you can do it in 2 days in a volume. Okay, so that's when it comes also reliable in time, and that you're filming also almost the final pixel. Okay, so you don't need to add that much time on post-production. Okay. Now, going back to the broadcast, so this is the example for Fox Sports LA. So here it is here. So this has been deployed last year. So they are having like the 25-30% of their studio. It's a big volume, which is like a half of a fish bowl, but it's square. Okay, and the rest of the studio is real. So it's kind of hybrid setup. And they are filming with 7 different cameras at the same time. Okay? So this this was a very good challenge, similar as the mentioned by the Gold Code. In this case, they are using all the tracking by stYpe and also the rendering of a stYpe Land XR within Unreal Engine, and the walls that are from RAW, and also together with the software technology called GhostFrame. So that's what it's allowing them to have 7 cameras looking at the same stage. Okay, so at the same studio, even if they cross each other, they will have different perspectives. Okay, so you can see there that that's the regular look when you look at with your bare eyes, but also with GhostFrame, they can switch it to have in different frequencies of each of the cameras, and also save another one, so the talent don't see that mixed view by the bare eyes. Okay, so this is very interesting. Because this is something kind of new, because even when we have seen in broadcast tracking of LEDs probably since like 10 years ago, but never have been in this used in this way. So we have seen different examples of this kind of productions, but never with simultaneous cameras, and obviously mixing with AR elements. No, so here they are doing the. This is the old LED floor, wall in the back, walls on the side, and mixed with AR elements. Okay, and obviously they are doing that set extension. So even when the camera shot, or the outer the outer frosting goes within the camera view, I mean the real view, we are extending the reality outside the boundaries of the studio. I mean, mainly the edge on the bottom of on the top, sorry, of the LED. Okay, so that allows them to give really like a set extension to their studio, which is big. But in that corner, they can really move the talent to really to another places, or to make the stage look really big. Okay, so this part is real, and this is the one that it's virtual, but it's as it's LED, they are having also the real interaction with what is happening in the environment. Okay, so the talent, the presenters don't need to imagine what is happening there, because they are really seeing what is happening. Okay, so another application that we can see outside in the market, so mainly for streamers, for TikTokers or YouTubers. This is a model of XR that is being very popular. So filming in small to medium LEDs volumes, XR volumes, which usually it's one piece of floor, as we can see here. It's only a floor and two walls, okay? And together with tracking and the render engine, we are doing this kind of set extension. So the talent can interact as long as they are within the volume. They can interact. Obviously, if they step out the volume, they go behind the graphics. Okay, but that allows to have a very nice production, even if you have a small space. Okay, such as the content producers for the internet, mainly, as I was saying, for YouTubers, TikTokers. This is something that it's becoming very popular, mainly in Asia. I think here in the US, it's also becoming more popular. But in Asia, it's something that they are doing a lot, this kind of setups. Okay, so I just want to mention the new ideas or the new needs that are outside the market, and how they are being applied. Okay, so there's a lot of new technologies and also new challenges, and we have been there to help them to innovate and make them possible. Okay. Okay. So I don't want to go that deep technical, but only to show you like a very big picture of how this works. So in general, we have the LEDs, thinking that each of them is 4K resolution. So for each 4K of resolution, we are using one render engine. Okay, and also the LED processors. It really depends on the brand, model, and capacity. But this is usually a configuration that it's done. It's being done outside there. So we have the camera with its camera tracking, and we have the server for the tracking. So where we receive the data that we call main unit, and this is the machine that it's actually sending the tracking data to all the render engines, to the render engines on the wall, and the render engines for the AR. Okay, so the AR part is being done for by another computer, and also one computer to do the control. Okay, so in the case for multiple cameras filming to XR, we need to duplicate the amount of render engines. So even when we have the outside in the market the technology to be able to shoot with multiple cameras to the same XR volume, we still need to duplicate the amount of render engines, so we can render in lifetime, in real time, the different perspectives of the render engines. Okay. So this is what some of the manufacturers of these kind of technologies, of the video processors or the multi-source technologies, they are doing it or calling. No, some of them they call it. It's multi-source technology. It's called by Ghost Frame together with Megapixel and RAW. There are all others like Brompton, which is they call it frame remapping, or other brands called frame remultiplexing. So it's different, and also the scope is different. Okay, so there are different brands that they are trying to go there, and some of them works for some applications, some of them to other. Okay, so the technology is there. Okay, so this is the kind of things. No, when we have this kind of shots, when we have two or more cameras and we need to share the same perspective on the same volume, that's when it was an issue, okay, to film with more than one camera. Because filming for series or films, we usually use one single camera, so there's no big issue. But when we do live show or broadcast show, then it's an issue, because usually we use more than one camera, right? So now this can be solved with this kind of technology together with our tracking solutions and rendering solutions that we have. Okay, so as we can see in this, also in these pictures, we can see that the talent, they are being rendered in different scenarios, and also providing a green screen preview that can be also recorded, so in afterwards could be used for post-production for another kind of application. Okay, so this is becoming very handy, and also for the talent, so they don't need to see exactly the 4 or 6 outputs that they can have. Okay, so the current scope or limitation of this technology in real time is to having 4K signals. Okay, so that's why we're seeing here 4 of them. Okay, so for 4 simultaneous cameras, this is working. I mean, without being crossed between them. Okay, so if they cross between them, they can do more, as in the example that we were seeing for Fox Sports. The only thing that does that, the bare eyes, they will be seeing how the images are overlapping. Okay, but still it's possible. I mean, the camera itself, the video camera, will not be seeing that. Okay. Now, about the elements on the virtual production. So the camera is usually agnostic to us. I mean, in terms of tracking, the main thing that we need, even if it's a broadcast camera or a film camera, is that we need to inject genlock. So it's very important to have genlock, because in broadcast it's very common. I mean, it's something that it's needed within a TV station, but not necessarily when we film. Okay, so when we film, usually we don't necessarily need genlock. But in the case for virtual production, it's very, very important to have every piece genlocked at the same time. Okay, so it's important to have sync the cameras, the render engines, the tracking systems, and the walls. Okay, and the processors. Okay, so it's something that it's crucial is to have genlock input into our cameras. Okay. Now, regarding the lenses, almost it's agnostic to us. The only important thing is for us to know how we will be reading the data, okay? Because we will be reading the focus and zoom values, okay? So within the tracking systems in general, there's a file we call the lens file, so which contains the information of the deformation of each lens. So we need to emulate the same opticals on the real life of that lens and on the virtual. So we want that the graphics have the same deformation, the same parallax, the same field of view as in the reality. Okay. So so even if it's a film lens or broadcast lens, or also a box lens in big venues, there's no big issue. The important thing is how we will take the data from there. Okay, so in the case of broadcast, if the broadcast lenses are full servo, we take the information from the virtual port on the lenses, and for the prime lenses, we can use external encoders. Also in the broadcast, if they are not servo or semi-servos, there's no big issue. We just need to plug these external encoders to read the rotation of this zoom on or focus, okay? And these are the cables that we use to receive the data from the broadcast lenses when they are full servo, right? Now, just to give you a quick overview, the type of tracking systems out there. So the basic ones, or the older ones, are the mechanical trackings, that they are still popular when we need to shoot in exteriors, and mainly when the light is varying that much, or if it's raining or not, if it's a concert that starts during the day but ends up during the night, so there's no need to recalibrate nothing. Or in the case of, for example, we recently did the last two Coachella shows, or also in Latin America, we have done different music festivals where we have very long cranes, like 12 meters cranes, where we don't have where to place markers like the ones that we have here, or even cameras to detect the motion, okay, as we have for follower. So in those cases, when we have those scenarios, we rely on mechanical tracking. So it doesn't matter if it rains, if it goes on night or not. We will be receiving the tracking data from the crane. Okay, so we will be reading the encoders and servo motors that we will be replacing on the cranes, and then it's the same workflow that we send, what we use. So we send the tracking data to the render engines, okay? So the other is that the ones that we have here, which is the RedSpy. So this is the infrared camera, which is on the top of this camera, which is on the crane. And we use usually these kind of markers. So the size, it really depends on the height of the ceiling, and we can read different kind of sizes, and also we manufacture the markers. Okay, so this is very reliable, and technology, its precision, it's very good, and it's very flexible because it's a standalone system. So you just need to mount that system in the camera and take it to one place to another. But also it relies on the need of having the markers. Could be in the ceiling. Sometimes if it's a special event or something that you will be shooting only 1 day or 2 days, you can place markers even in the floor. Okay? So it's very flexible on the kind of application that you will be doing, even if it's an exterior. Okay, because it's an infrared camera. And the aperture of the camera, it's very wide, so it's 120 degrees. So the vision is very big, and the resolution of the camera is 5K. Okay, so I will not go that in the deep details. And now this is another kind of technology. This is for talent, to track objects, talents, and cameras. Okay, so with these cameras that we put on the ceiling, so over the edge of the studios, so we do like a perimeter of the cameras where we need to track cameras or objects. So for tracking camera, we add this device that it's called Spider, or to track persons, we add this small square that we have here. All of them, they are active LEDs, beacons that we have. So each of them is not like a passive tracking. So we are really reading an infrared detection, and also have each of them, it has a unique ID. Okay, so there's no way to mix them up, even if the presenters cross each other. Okay. And this can be also mixed with RedSpy, with other kind of technology. So if we want to have a smaller area for this kind of systems to track the talent and objects in a small space, I mean, maybe we can have a follower only to track this main stage, but we can have a RedSpy to track the whole studio. So we don't need to add that many cameras on the perimeter. We can just rely on the small area for tracking the talent, and then the rest of the studio can be tracked with RedSpy with multiple cameras. Okay, so it really depends on what is the application or the needs of each production. Okay, so here we can see just a quick example of what can be done. I mean, this is more like playing, just to show you how to interact with the trackers. So here what we're seeing is just a live particle emissions. So they are simulating that we are painting on the air. Okay, so we have here in this case it's a green screen. Okay, so we know as Green Killer is a 3D keyer. Okay, so we can know who is in the background and who is on the foreground. So the talent is being tracked as long as the and also the pen that has on the hand. Okay, so this is something that you can see. I mean, this is more playing. Probably this will be used on air, but it's just to show you the kind of things. Now, the next is an example of how was used live for Xbox. So they use this. So this is virtual, okay, and they are holding only tracker on the hand. Also the final torch, and everything is being rendered by us, and and also this torch. Okay, got it. So yes, we need to cut, right? Okay, so that's it, and thanks for your attention. There's any time for question, or that's it?
Give it up for stYpe. Thank you, everyone. All right, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break.